Hi, I'm Rachel Gray. Today I'm going to show you how to make Mom's meatloaf. Her meatloaf is always good and I really enjoyed it and I think you will too, and it's super easy. We're going to start by chopping an onion. So this one's kind of big. We won't be using the whole thing. So what I do is I take off one end and then I take off the other end and then I cut it down the middle. And then I just go ahead and peel off the layers that don't look great. Just peel them right off. And see, this one still is a little dry, so I'm just going to take it off. When you cut the ends off, it makes it really super easy to peel. I'll do the same thing with this one. Just take the parts that I don't want and throw them away. And then I'm going to show you, I'll just put this aside because I'm not going to be using the whole thing, but I'll show you how I chop an onion. It's really pretty easy. I take the end that grows down, so this is going to be top, this is going to be the bottom, and then hopefully you'll be able to see as I do this. And then I cut across this way down to the end, and then I just do that in little increments. About 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, up like that to the top. And then I'm going to go this way, up, and I kind of do it to the back. And having a sharp knife is very helpful for this particular venture. And really in any cooking, have a good knife and have it be nice and sharp. If it's sharp and you have good knife skills, you really can save yourself a lot of time and hassle. And so when I cut down like that, and then I get a perfect little cube, and I curve my fingers so I don't cut them off, and that's probably all the onion that I'm going to need. Maybe a little bit more than I need. Yeah, a little bit more than I need. I only need about 1/2 cup, and that's going to be a close, but a little bit more. And then, so what I do with this, you can do 2 things with it. I like the Tupperware onion keeper. That does a great job. This is kind of big, probably won't fit in that. So in order for it not to smell in our refrigerator, I'm going to take some tinfoil and I'll just wrap it around the tinfoil and then I'll put it in a plastic bag, and then it doesn't smell up the refrigerator. So just take the tinfoil and then put it down. Cover that up. Do it with the other half. Kind of smothering the smell so we don't smell it. And then I'll take that and put that in a plastic bag. And then I'll just throw that in the refrigerator and use it the next time I need some onion. So I've got one that's already kind of chopped, and then I have one that I can use for longer pieces. So that's what I do with that. So you could take this onion and saute it, and that would be less of a texture issue, I think, for people that have texture issue with onions and meatloaf. But I frankly don't find them offensive, so I'm just going to put them in like that. And like I said, I chopped a little bit more, so I'm just going to let this go. And then I'm going to use a pound of ground beef. This is actually 1 1/4 pounds. That's kind of what you see now. It's very rare that when you go to the store they grind a true pound, and that's okay. I can have more meatloaf, that's all right with me. I don't really mind. So I'm going to put that in. Then 1 egg is your binder, so just put that in. And then 1/4 cup of ketchup. I also make another meatloaf that has like fresh mozzarella and Italian spices and stuff in it, but this one is just the main one that I use, and my husband really likes it, my family really likes it, I think you'll like it too. So, and it's, like I said, super easy, and it's the one my mom made, so yes. Then Lipton onion soup mix, that's the secret, I think, here, and I only use like 1/2 pouch, so I just kind of squeeze half of it and put the other half in. And then I'll just use this for another purpose later. And then 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. I always make my own breadcrumbs, just like if I have some French bread that I didn't use and it kind of went stale, or little pieces of bread or something. I just put them in my food processor and grind them up. This is, I think, just a little bit more than a half a cup, but we can see. And then I'm just going to stir that together, and then we'll put it in the oven and bake it off. It's, like I said, it's really super simple. It comes together in a snap, and it's a great thing for a weeknight. It does take 45 minutes to cook, but not very much time to put together at all. So I really like it. It's kind of a go-to thing. Now, when you're stirring this up, you could obviously, put your hands in there and get it all together. I don't like to do that when I have bracelets on because I don't want them in my meatloaf at all. And I could always take my bracelets off, but a spoon will be just fine. It just takes me a little bit longer to get everything incorporated, so we'll just mix it together. Okay, that's all incorporated, and now the issue is salt. It doesn't need a lot of salt, but it might just need just a little teeny bit. Because the ingredients we put in are kind of salty, but the ground beef itself doesn't have any salt in it, so just put a little teeny bit of salt in it. Just stir it around. Okay, there you go. And once that's all together, I put it in a loaf pan. This is a smaller loaf pan, and it's also a silicone lined one, which I really like for meatloaf. Sometimes it gets stuck in the pan and it's hard to get out of the corners, but with this silicone lined one, then it comes out really easy. I just go ahead and pat it down. I've got this silicone stirring stick that I'm using. And some people at this point, they put a little ketchup on the top. I just kind of leave mine plain, but feel free to do that if you'd like. However your mom did it. So there it is, all ready to go in the oven. I'll put it in the oven. That was really quick too. And it cooks for 45 minutes at 375 degrees. And this is, I use convection for everything, but this is one thing that I do not use convection for. There's only a handful of things I don't, and meatloaf is one. Because convection cooks it crispier on the outside, moister on the inside, and this is already really moist on the inside, so by the time it's done on the outside, it's kind of mushy on the inside. You can't tell if it's done or if it's not done. So I just use regular bake for this particular meatloaf. So it's been 45 minutes now that it's been baking, and the house smells amazing, and I am starving. So let's see what we've got. Let's open the oven. Perfect. So it does shrink a little bit depending on the amount of fat that's in your ground beef, but this isn't too bad. And you'll see from my pan that's the silicone light, it'll just slip right out. Whoops. Here we go. It's delicious. It's juicy. My mom knew what she was doing. You're going to love this meatloaf, and you can find this recipe and others like it, including my mozzarella meatloaf, on my blog, cookingwithrachel101.com. See you next time.